Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the the weekly forecast for the week of the 20th, Sunday the 20th through the 26th of November. It is a broad spectrum reading for the collective for all signs. So you have to figure out if and where it fits in your life. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. You just might be working on something different at this time. If you're seeing this video at a different time, that's okay. If the videos found you, I believe they can be timeless and find us when we need them rather than when they were originally created for us. Each card that I pull should represent a day or two during the week of the energy that's kind of underpinning or playing in the background, kind of driving everything as we go through the daily videos for the week. So keep that in mind. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath the daily video. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about while utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using, how to contact me via social media for a private reading, and simple ways of supporting the channel. You can do so by hitting that thumbs up button, by subscribing, by sharing the video out or leaving a question or comment. If these readings are resonating with you, I greatly appreciate all of that. So let's get into this reading and see what the week's got ahead for all of us. And remember, each of you are going to experience this maybe a little bit differently around a different situation. So you're going to have to apply it to what you know to be true using your own best judgment and intuition. So let's see here. What do the cards want us to know for this week? So at the beginning of the week, we have the Nine of Swords. Not my favorite card, right? Because the Nine of Swords indicates indecision, anxiety, worry, or fear. We could be too caught up in our mind in the beginning of this week. Struggling with what's going on, what do they mean, what does this mean, what does that mean, trying to read too much into a situation, thinking too negatively about a situation. One thing I do like about this, though, is none of these swords are actually penetrating her. I mean, one is, but they're like just hovering above her. Like, I feel like, and she's hiding from them or denying them. We might be avoiding our negative thought patterns and really fighting against them. That's sort of the red in this card. There might be an action that we're taking against how our negative belief system works within us. Nines are about personal endings within the tarot, so we could be letting go of a lot of negative thought patterns that were pervading us or around us. We could be facing them, but I feel like we have the opportunity to not necessarily turn away from them, but not give them as much power or sway in our lives as they normally would. I feel like this is an opportunity to get beyond this or let it go. Now let's look to the midweek card. The midweek card is the Prince of Swords. So where we have the Nine of Swords here, where she's kind of hiding out, the Prince of Swords would be like I believe the Page of Swords, right? Let me just double check that, make sure he's not the Knight. But either way, it's us gaining control of the swords that might have been perplexing us at the beginning of the week, right? And so let me just make sure that the Prince of Swords is the Knight of Swords. So this is going to be like a truth that comes revealed to us, right? And it's a truth that moves us into the future empowered, emblazoned. I love that he almost has wings, right? Could be a mental truth, but also from like somewhere spiritually connected, a truth from the angels or the cosmos, synchronicities, whatever it is. Whatever was plaguing us in the early part of the week, we start to gain control over, I don't want to say manipulation of, but like a clarity around, and we're able to move forward in that truth that's given to us in this week, in this midweek point. This could be somebody also rushing in and giving us the message, or the truth, the thought, the worry, right? That Nine of Swords could be somebody else's anxieties and worries and fears that they're hiding from too. By midweek, though, I think they're able to deal with them a little bit better, see them for what they are, present them, and share them in a way that is valiant, loyal, protective, that sort of thing. So I think that we gain, if it's us, we gain some semblance of control, and we learn how to wield our thoughts in a way that is you know, protective and productive for us. Now, the end of the week is the Ten of Torches. What I like about this is, you know, we have two air signs here with the swords, and the torches is that fire energy or that wands energy. Tens are about completions of a whole cycle for everybody involved, right? And I like that this guy has found a smarter way of carrying this burden. He's moving forward, still kind of carrying what he has, but he's not bothered by it. He's listening to the moon of his intuition, even if that's ever so slight. Wands is that element of spirit. I think that we find some sort of truth out this week that allows us or enables us to carry something, a burden, something that was maybe burdensome in the beginning part of the week or has been burdensome to us. But I feel like that Knight of Swords, that clarity that he might bring, or that, you know, wisdom that he might bring, that information that he delivers, enables us to be able to continue forward, continue on. I also like that the hot reds of the challenges turn to a calmer blue, and that hot red is around his jacket, where we're like energized or activated in moving forward. And the burden seems lessened to me. We've gotten smarter about it, wiser, or know how to handle it more efficiently, if that makes sense. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's gone yet. The Ten of Wands traditionally means like reaching the finish line or coming close to releasing a burden, but this doesn't feel like we're releasing it. It feels like we're actually getting smarter about how to carry it, because it might be a burden that, well, burden's a wrong word. It might be work or a solution that seemed insurmountable, and now there's actual possibility, although it may be difficult, right? It's not necessarily over yet, but we found a new way to carry it with us that's easier, smarter. Like, it's like work smarter, not harder, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting from this card. So we have Cash Doll back, and she is Finesse. I love that she's so feminine and divine and covered in gold and white and purity. She knows her beauty. She knows her value. She knows, you know, Cash Doll. She loves herself. She knows her value with the cash. The doll is the love of oneself. She is, this is about finessing our thoughts, getting that clarity, and then moving forward with something that was previously challenging us in a way that's smarter, almost strengthening us through the Ten of Wands that we see there. So let me see what Cash Doll has to say. Sophistication, elegance, couth, class, and grace. Cash Doll's trajectory in rap differs from most of her peers and predecessors. The Detroit rap maven was bubbling in the local circuit before she inched towards regional fame, when a less than favorable recording contract blocked her from releasing music. She built a social media presence and had big rapper cosigns who all lobbied for her release from her label. Sure enough, it happened with cash in her name, and she inked a major label deal and dropped her single, Ice Me Out. While Cash had her own story of perseverance like so many hip-hop queens before her, she maintained a level of diplomacy throughout. She embodied the phase, never let them see you sweat, and ended the victor. She may be a doll, but Cash proved she's not one to be played with. If you're finding it harder to conceal your feelings, even despite your best, efforts, it's time to put on your game face and take the high road. Let the Cash Doll card be your guide. So even when adversity is staring you down, you never even blink an eye. Sure, staying cool, calm, and collected can be hard, but haters love to spot weakness. Don't give them that satisfaction. When they go low, you go high. And I think that going high is that Ten of Wands, right? We still might have the burden, the challenge, even the haters per se, but we know how to face them more directly or smartly, efficiently, so that they take less of a toll, right? They're not necessarily, it's not as burdensome as we once thought it was. Let's go to the clarifiers. So first out, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Slow-moving energy, but steady, productive, methodical. We're not making any split-second decisions. We're going through everything piece by piece. Even with the Nine of Swords, even if it's uncomfortable or somebody else's anxieties are uncomfortable to us, we're staying steady. We're holding our position, let's say, right? And knowing that we're moving towards something that is productive and we will do it in the right way in the right time. This isn't about rash decisions or jumping to conclusions. This is about maintaining a certain, like a cash doll, maintaining that sort of finesse, that grace in the face of adversity. The next card out is the Six of Pentacles, which is balance being restored. And that's some of the balance that I see in that man carrying the Ten of Wands. It's like we have grounded in what we know to be true, in our own truth, and we're able to sort of restore balance in a situation or who we are and what's going on this week to bring, I want to say like, I don't want to say abundance, but like wealth or equanimity, equality back to ourselves and those around us. This feels really solid to me because the Knight of Pentacles precedes it. And then the last card, here's my girl, the Empress. Know who you are, Divine Feminine. She is also Earth, right? She's associated with the planet Venus, but that's as closely associated to Taurus. She is finesse personified. She is creativity. She is power, feminine power, divine feminine, fertility, nurturing, loving. She would definitely have a connection to nature and to the world around her, the environment around her. Not only does she appreciate that environment, it feeds back to her, right? That's also some of the equanimity that we see in the Six of Pentacles. This is about holding strong to ourselves and who we are, what we know to be true and what we deserve, and not settling for anything less. Yes, we might be carrying a burden, or yes, there may be a challenge at hand, but the truth is we can handle it. We know what it's about, we know what we deserve, and we're not going to accept anything less, is my feeling, right? Now, here is the grounding stone for the week. It is courage. You're going to want to ground in the courage of whatever is facing at the beginning of the week, the truth that comes in the midweek, and then the challenge that we're still maybe carrying by the end of the week, although we're carrying it more intelligently or with more ease and grace. The courage also is that earth energy that we have in all of these three clarifiers. There is a fucking strength here that we need, and it's a divine feminine strength of standing in who we are and what we know to be true and allowing ourselves the courage to own that, be supported in that, and to move forward at our own pace. When we're goddamn good and ready. That's that Knight of Pentacles. If a situation isn't moving too quickly, don't be surprised either, but that's okay. We're the Empress. We can out-earth anybody, right? We know what we're worth. Cash doll certainly knows what she's worth. You know, the Empress is a cash doll, basically. She is that fertility, that abundance, that Mother Earth figure. She's got it all. We have it all too, and we have the ability to share it when we choose to do so. We have to be courageous and live in that, even in the face of challenges or adversities or worries that might be presented to us through the actions or anxieties of others. I almost feel like because the Empress is here and the Pentacles energy is here, that Nine of Swords may not be about us. It might be about someone else's worries, behaviors, or anxieties and how they're behaving. The Knight of Swords might be them actually coming clean by midweek and giving us a better perspective so that we can move forward and own who we are and just face it with courage. Know who you are and don't let their insecurities permeate you. Does that make sense? That is your reading for the week. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I am interested in seeing how these cards play out over the week. And thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.